All right, next thing I want to talk about the story I went over the weekend. I'm just going to ask you guys, what the fuck is going on with this like Elon Musk Starlink thing, where he said that like by turning off his satellite internet, he stopped an attack of basically Ukrainian drone submarines destroying the Russian naval fleet in Sevastopol. And look, I think Matt, your inclination on this when we're discussing it was correct. Is it like any story with Elon Musk? Just assume
he's
that
lying.
isn't
He's
true.
full of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then the Walter Isaacson biography is like, there's a lot of that's getting a lot of coverage too. That like he seemed to let this slip in a Washington Post excerpt over the weekend. And what I will say is, if it is true, cheers to Comrade Elon Musk for throwing a wrench in the spanners of the American military-industrial complex.
Yeah,
cheers to the American military-industrial complex for not immediately killing him for doing that.
I mean, if this really happened, how can there be a meaningful deep state? How is there anything besides a bunch of bureaucrats just doing their jobs and no coordinating intelligence? How do you let this happen? The only explanation is, you privatized everything. And with privatization came a real lack of capacity and power that you can't, even though you still have the formal structures, they're not invested with the same capacities because you fucking auction them off. And now this Gomer can go out there and just be like, hey, I'm your only access to these battlefields, and I'm going to make a decision on what to do on them, and have them be able to make like, oh yeah, you got to die. We're Gerard Bulling your ass right now. And it's not like they'd even have to kill him. Like, he's the most overexposed guy on earth. They could margin call his ass with a snap of a finger, and yet he's still out there doing this. And even if he is lying, they're letting him go out there and say he did this.
It's not so much that he's lying as much as he's like, most generously, I could say he's stretching the truth, because as far as I understand, this was like 20 drones that like the Doge Avi guys bought online. This wasn't like a critical mass of like good deep state drones. This was like drones you could buy on Patreon.
Like some enthusiastic amateurs trying to go along.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like if this was not even like the Dulles Brothers show, if James Baker was still here, Elon would be found, autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah. How hard would that be? How hard would it be to kill this guy in a way that would be plausible that he died that way?
Well, that's what makes the military budget so offensive. It's like I'm supposed to be invested in this, and you won't even kill him.
Right.
You won't even do this. You're still giving him contracts.
It's like, oh, this thing's just a giant money spigot that sprays money at interested parties and rentiers, and that's it. That's all it does. It's just an on-off switch. Cool. Good luck making democracy with that.
And it provides a good opportunity. I mean, because Elon Musk, isn't he like probably the biggest government contractor in the world for the U.S. military?
I mean, he's one of them,
and state.
His whole edifice is powered by that. Just like with fucking Bezos, where the only thing he has that actually makes money is the fucking government contracts and the web services. The only real cash flow going into any Tusk business is government fucking contracts. Sure shit isn't the cars or anything else.
Yeah, and like similar with Bezos, like you begin to ask the question like, oh, like he has all these government contracts, like why don't they pull them or like wrap his knuckles or something? And I think at a certain level of government contracting, it begins to get like hazy as to who's the government and who's not anymore.
Right, exactly.
And like but with Musk now, I mean, like this provides him a good opportunity to, I don't know, promote a kind of like his vision of global leadership, or like I don't want Starlink contributing to war or death, and like at least portray what seemingly is a moral stance. But I really wonder if the country in question was not Ukraine and Russia, but anything to do with Saudi Arabia, what he would have done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like with what the Saudis are doing with Twitter. I mean, both before he took over the company and certainly now that it's X or whatever. Like, you think of like if Starlink was going to be used to like, I don't know, shoot some migrants crossing a border, and the Saudis wanted to use it to do that, you think he would turn off the juice? I highly doubt it.
Well, no, it's because he's part of an emerging and sort of unselfconsciously, spontaneously organizing extractor revolt against global capitalism that includes private actors like Musk and also governments like Saudi Arabia's that are pushing against a greater American-led power formation that they are increasingly seeing individually is against their interests. But they can't coordinate because they're fucking lumping forces. So they just act independently. They push against it. And by so doing, form this unconscious block now. It's the homeowners association revolt against global capitalism.
I guess the other highlight from the the Walter Isaacson book is the revelation that fucking the new names of his fucking kids with Grimes, including one that was
first of all, I thought he had one. Didn't know about
this dude loves having kids. He loves having kids.
Well, yeah, because he's got to spread his seed because he's such a fucking genius.
No, but like one of the kids' names is Techno Mechanicus or something like that.
Mechanicus, epic.
Just fuck
mixing
you.
Latin and Roman.
Just fuck you.
The thing is that he's epic. And there are amazingly people who see him and his opposition to global capitalism, however they conceive it or he does, as, this guy is an ally in like some populist battle against capital. But he's a complete moron who privatization and neoliberalism has allowed to achieve this insane position of autonomous power. And he's going to use it like the dumb baby he is. He's not going to use it constructively. He can't. If he could, he wouldn't have it. They only gave it to him because of what the system selects for, which is the most empty-headed and hearted freaks on earth.